right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us today as we showcase the updates to the Drive Electric Earth Day website. Drive Electric Earth Day is a national electric vehicle events campaign, and it's organized nationally by Plug-in America and the Electric Auto Association. So this year, we're going to have both online and safe in-person events all across the United States, as well as a few internationally. So as I share my screen and point out updates to the website, please feel free to engage by commenting on what you think about the update or share ideas of your own. We'll do more testing of these features after Drive Electric Earth Day and adjust as needed, so feedback is always welcome. All right, so next I'm going to introduce our presenters. So my name is Kylie Morgan, and I manage the Drive Electric Earth Day and National Drive Electric Week campaign on the Plug-in America side. And I'm joined today by my co-presenter, Elaine Borsett. Elaine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Elaine Borsett. I'm the Vice President of Electric Auto Association and President of our San Diego chapter.
Great, thanks so much. Okay, and so next, after I go through the website, I'll share this slide again. After the webinar, if you have any questions for us, you can always email us at support@driveelectricearthday.org. You can also email Elaine Borsett at that email address there. Okay, so now I'm going to start sharing my screen to show the Drive Electric Earth Day website and get right into it. Okay. All right, so Elaine, can you see my screen okay?
Yes. Looks
Awesome.
good.
Thanks. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the home page. So you may notice, the first thing to notice, I should say, is our updated menu options. So the menu now highlights our new events page, which you can use to easily find both online and in-person events. And next we have the volunteer page. And you can use this page to volunteer at an event or add your own event to the site. And then next, which we'll talk more about later, is the brand new EV101 page. So if you've organized a DEED event before, you may be asking, where'd the resources page go? That has now been moved to the account page. So if you've been a volunteer in the past, or you are a current volunteer or event organizer, you just have to go to the account page, which is visible when you're logged into the website, and it'll be over here on the right. You would just go to that account page, and you would find what's called the event planning guide, and that is essentially the updated resources page. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So next, let's look at the home page. So our #1 priority for this campaign is educating the public. So the first call to action on this homepage is attending an event. And every year, Plug-in America has a drawing for a $250 Visa gift card. And this helps encourage people to RSVP for an event. So you're welcome to promote this drawing as well if it helps people RSVP to your specific event. Just to make sure that you're promoting all the right details about the drawing, you can find the specific terms and conditions on your event page. And essentially, right next to the RSVP button on your event page, you'll see text about this drawing and a link to the terms and conditions. All right, so next I'm going to move to the events page. So this page is brand new, and we're pretty excited about it. So definitely, as I said before, if you have any feedback, please use the chat function. We'll be doing more testing after April, but we're always happy to collect feedback. Okay, so first let's look at online events. So here, attendees can browse all online events, or they can choose a specific topic. For today, I'm just going to choose local public charging. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. So if you'll see, when you choose a topic, there's a number next to the topic name. And that indicates the number of events underneath that topic. Also, when anyone adds an event to our website, we ask them for an event title, which you'll see here, such as EV Permit Streamlining Webinar. We also ask them for a brief summary, which you'll see here. And so this brief summary is actually different than what you'll find on their event page. On their individual event page, they will often have more details about the event. The next thing is we ask them to talk about the host of the event. So if you really want to see events from this particular organization, you can see on this list, which events they're organizing. And then when they add their event, we also ask that they choose different topics. So, even though it's under the local public charging category, it may also cover other topics, and you can see those here. So next, if someone wants to RSVP to any of these events, they can just click this RSVP button. I'm going to click it now. And it takes people directly to the registration form, which also includes that brief description of the event so people know what they're signing up for, and just a few bits of information to register. All right, so I'm going to go back to the online events page. The other option underneath any one of these online events is the More Info button here. And this button will take you directly to their individual event page. So I'm going to go there now. So on this page, you can find the date, where it's organized, and this is an online event, so it doesn't necessarily matter where it's organized, but usually this is just kind of where the host organization is from. And I mentioned before that we offer the $250 Visa gift card drawing. So you can see the terms and conditions here on every event page. So you can click that, see the details, and see how you can promote that yourself if it helps get more attendees. You'll also find a volunteer button to help organize the event, or a contact button to email the organizers directly. And this contact button, I'll press it now, it doesn't actually show the email of that organizer. It's just a form that you'd fill out, and it sends an email directly to that organizer. And then lastly, we have the event description. So this often has more information than what's available on the event search page. All right, so I'm going to go back to our events page and go back to online events. Okay, so if you want to find a more specific event that's local to you, you can also use the nearby events feature. So if you put in your zip code, city, or state, it'll pop up, and I'm just going to put in any zip code here. So once you put in some location information, it'll show both local online events and local safe in-person events. So next to each online event, you can see the topics it's covering, as well as RSVP button. That'll take you directly to the RSVP form. If we scroll down, you'll see a list of local in-person events. And again, you can use the RSVP button to directly register for that. Okay, so next I'm going to go through the next search option. So the next way to search for events is the events map. And this was actually the original way to search for events on the website before the pandemic, when we had all in-person events. So you can still use this if you like it. You just have to input your zip code or city. And then once you do that, it'll zoom in on the location you specified. And you can see various icons for different events. So for example, this green dot represents an event that is proposed. That means that they still are working on finalizing important details like the date, time, or the event description. And if we scroll over here, there's another rectangle icon. This represents an online event that's confirmed. So they have their event time, their date, and their description, and the event is pretty much confirmed. And if you want to go to their individual event page, you just click this event information link. If you scroll down a bit more, you can also see a legend to see what each of the symbols mean. And if you scroll down even more, you can see that we have the list of all past events from past years. So if that's something of interest to you, you can check that out. One way this might be useful is if you want to get in contact with people who've organized past events in your area, you can go to any of these past event pages and use the contact button to email them. All right, so the next way to search for events on this page is the list of all events. First, it'll list national online events and then local. And then if we scroll down, it'll list the local in-person events. Okay, so next I'm going to pass it off to Elaine, who's going to talk about the volunteer page.
All right. So yes, so we have a volunteer page. And if you've volunteered with Drive Electric Earth Day before, you may remember that this used to be the resources page. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the EV 101 page. So on the,
no worries.
I'm jumping ahead of myself here. So the volunteer page, here anybody can volunteer to help at an event, or they can register to organize a new event. So to organize a new event is down below, but up top here, anybody can volunteer. So what I recommend too is that if you have people within your own organization that say, oh yeah, I'll help out with that, just, you know, put me down. Encourage them, make sure that they go to the Drive Electric Earth Day website and register, because this way you will be able, if you're organizing the event, you'll be able to email everybody all at once, not miss anybody if anything changes or there's important information that you need to get to all of the volunteers. So to ensure that we connect people who already have an account on the website, we first ask for your name and email address. We then ask for your location so you can see if there's already an event being organized in your area. Once the list of nearby events pops up, you can choose to volunteer at an existing event or scroll down farther on the page and register to organize a new one. And then don't forget, at your event, whether you're volunteering, attending, organizing, be sure to use the hashtag DEED2021 and encourage other people to, you know, post to social media using that hashtag also.
Great, and before we move off this page, I just wanted to add one other thing is, you know, when you volunteer, you'll see this list of events where you can either attend or volunteer at. And we do this so that if before you register an event, you can see what events are already going on near you. And so you may just want to join forces with an existing event before registering your own.
Perfect. All right. And then on to the EV 101 page. So if you've volunteered with DEED before, you may remember that this used to be the resources page, and it had information about how to organize an EV event. We still have that page, it's just been moved to your account page. So we've created this new EV 101 page to better accommodate that many attendees who visit the site may not know much about EVs. And that way they can just come to this site, to this page, and find out a little bit of information. It provides enough information, hopefully, to get people interested in EVs, but not so much that it's going to replace the online or safe in-person DEED events. So for example, in the benefits section, we highlight the superior performance, the cost savings, and the safety of EVs. Below that, we provide a few images to show that EVs look like any other cars, and they come in all types: sedans, SUVs, vans. Throughout the page, we encourage people to attend a DEED event to have all of their questions answered and experience driving electric from EV owners. Back to you, Kylie.
Great, thanks so much, Elaine. And just another plug here for promoting the Drive Electric Earth Day campaign. At the bottom of this EV 101 page, you can access the social media guide. And this provides helpful hashtags as well as sample posts that you can use to help promote Drive Electric Earth Day. Okay, so next, let's scroll back up to the top here. So next we're going to look at the account page. So I'm going to log into my account here. Okay, so once you log in, you'll see an account tab over to the right here. And on this account tab, at the top for everyone, there'll be links to various event planning resources. So the resources page that used to be on the main menu bar up here, where EV 101 is now, that page has been renamed to Event Planning Guide and can now be found on this page. Before we look at the Event Planning Guide, I want to note here that if you're organizing a safe in-person event, when you go to your account page, you would also see a link to agree to the event safety requirements. So this is really important because if your event if you haven't agreed to these safety requirements for your event by March 26th, then it won't be visible to the public. Safety is really important to us this year, obviously, so we just want to make sure that all of our events are taking the proper precautions. All right, so next we're going to our event planning guide. Okay, so at the top, you'll find links to the various sections. So you'll find the content section here, and you can click this link to go to any section on the page. First, I'm going to go to the Planning Online Events section. So here we have lots of tips and resources for online events. For example, we have this video of a virtual EV test drive in a Chevy Bolt, and you're welcome to use that during your event. Next, we have an EV 101 template slide deck. So you can download this PowerPoint slide deck and adjust it as needed. You can add your own information and logos, but also use the EV Basic information that is already there. Next, we have the Plug in America EV 101 presentation. This is a pre-recorded video talking about EV basics, like the difference between an all-electric vehicle and a plug-in hybrid. So you're welcome to just play this during your event instead of creating your own. Pretty soon, we will also be adding Deed Zoom backgrounds. We are also supporting events that need a Zoom license to host their event. So, if you'd like to host it for free and not pay for your own license, you can email support and we can provide that. Also, if you register an event on the website, once your event page is created and you scroll down, you'll find an option to indicate that you'd like to use our Zoom account or to indicate that you're using your own. We also have some information about various streaming platforms. One that I heard about recently is called Topia, and it allows you to build a customized virtual world for a relatively affordable price, so that may be something to check out. The next thing I want to point out is the resource for engaging local dealers and automakers. So you can fill out this form to request automaker participation in your event. And what happens when you fill that out is the request goes to us here at Plug in America, and we pass along your event information and your request for specific dealers or a specific automaker to show up at your event. We pass that along to our automaker contacts. So we can't, guarantee that we'll find a vehicle for your event, but we will try to work with our own contacts to help support your event. Okay, so next I'm going to use this button to go back to the top of the page. And the next section that I'm going to look at is the event resources section. So I'm going to click to that. So here you can find the official logos for Drive Electric Earth Day. First, we explain how to properly use the logos and talk about different sponsors. And you can see underneath the logo, you can download it in various file formats. We have a longer logo, a rectangle logo, as well as more of a vertical stacked logo. Underneath that, you can also find the national organizer logos. So if when you're talking about Drive Electric Earth Day, we generally like to say, this is a Drive Electric Earth Day event presented nationally by Plug-in America and the Electric Auto Association. So you can include the Drive Electric Earth Day logo as well as these two logos here. And you can also find past webinars from last year as well as the current webinars. Each of these links to a video on YouTube as well as a slide deck that you can download. Right. And so I'm not going to explore everything on this page today, but we definitely encourage you to check it out. There's lots of great templates, resources, and tips. Us here at Plug-in America and Electric Auto Association have organized many of our own electric vehicle events. So we try to put everything we've learned into this page and update it every year. Right, so
Kylie, we have two questions, if I can jump in here. So
definitely.
One is, do the auto dealer contacts include used car dealers like CarMax?
We actually have started working with a used auto dealer. So yeah, you can definitely request that. And I think we can at least ask on your behalf.
Great. And then what is the last day to register an event?
The last day to register events, I believe, is somewhere around mid-April. Essentially, as long as it's still April, we'll allow you to add an event to the map. But the thing to remember is after March 26th, if you add an event to the website, you have to have all your event details. So you have to have your date, time, location, and event description. Or if it's an online event, you don't need the location. But right now, for example, if you were to register an event, you could leave the date, time, or description blank, and we'll just assume you're still finalizing those details. Okay, so I'm going to check the chat box and see what we have here. Okay, so we have a comment here. I found it very hard to register a new event. So yeah, I'm curious about that, that piece of feedback, and I hope this webinar kind of clarified the process for that. So I'm going to actually go through that again, just to clarify how to register a new event. Okay, so if you want to register a new event, you would go to the volunteer page. And actually, I'm going to sign out just so we can see what this looks like if you aren't signed into the website. Okay, so the first step is you'd go to the volunteer page. And, as Elaine said before, we do ask for a few things before we offer the button to register a new event, because we want to make sure that if you already have an account on the website, that we're connecting that account to this new event registration. Because when we do that, your account will show all the events that you've registered in the past, and so we can kind of see your full volunteer history. So you'll first go to this volunteer page, then you'll provide your name and email. So I'm going to do a test name and email here. Then it's going to ask for your location information. And we ask for this before we allow you to register a new event, because we want to make sure that, that you're not organizing an event that coincides with someone else's. So, for example, if someone else is organizing an event in the same city as you, you may find that it's more beneficial to contact them and try to join forces and create a larger event. We also want to make sure that events don't take attendees away from each other. So that's why it's important to see if there's already an event going on in your area on the same day. So once you put in your location information, you'll see the nearby events. And then if you scroll down, you'll find the button to register and organize a new event. And if I click this, it'll take you directly to a form to fill out. So once you fill out this form, you would just hit submit. And what happens then is this event offer goes to our admin, which is me and Elaine, and we look at your event offer and approve it, and then an event page gets created. When that happens, you get an automatic email with a link to your new event page. And from there, you can update the description, time, and date at any time. Okay, and let's see if we have any other comments here. Oh, and thank you, David, for your latest comment. I see you're now waiting for me to approve it, so I'll definitely get to that today. Just a heads up, I'm constantly checking this website, so generally I will approve events within a day unless I need more information about the event. Okay, so I'm going to back out of this form and back to the volunteer page. Okay. All right. And also, we do have a recent, so I think we have a question here about the Plug-in America electric vehicle guide. So you may be wondering why some vehicles aren't on it that, for example, you can order online. We are very particular about the vehicles we show in the Plug-in America EV guide, and we make sure to only show vehicles that are available at dealerships. Because this guide is distributed to the public, we want to make sure that attendees can walk into a dealership and look for that vehicle. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the chat, see if we have any more questions. Okay, so another question, how are we collaborating or including electric motorcycles? We don't, we have had talks with, some electric motorcycle companies, just on general ways to partner, but we don't have anything formal right now. Of course, we encourage everyone to have all kinds of electric vehicles at your event. So if you have a local dealership or company offering them in your area, definitely invite them to come. Or if you have any owners who have electric motorcycles, you can invite them to come. But again, if you go to the new event resources page, and I'm going to log into my account so we can see this. Okay. So I'm going to go to the event planning guide, and then I'm going to go to the section finding electric vehicles for your event. So if you fill out this form to request automaker participation and you'd like to, request a motorcycle company at your event, please still do that. We can reach out on your behalf to whatever contacts we have and try to help there. Oh, and we have a good question about the Plug-in America electric vehicle guide, how we mainly list vehicles that are available at dealerships. So that does include Tesla. Even though Tesla sells only online, you can view a lot of their vehicles at their various stores. We are always updating the electric vehicle guide. So, we do update that every year. Oh, and Elaine had a comment there that they are going to have e-bikes at their Flower Fields event, at her Flower Fields event.
Yeah, so Rob, I recognized your name, and if you're still in the San Diego area, you're welcome to join us. Most in-person events love having electric motorcycles or e-bikes at their events.
Yeah, at one of our Plug-in America events, we had electric scooters, I think it was, and people were just lining up for them because, you know, like their kids could get on them and it wasn't as intimidating as like test driving a vehicle. So it might be a good way to entertain people and then also encourage them to test drive the electric vehicles there. And we have a question about where the electric vehicle guide is located. So on this event planning guide, there's a section called Event Resources. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the event planning guide, you can see a link to the Plug in America website, and I'll go there now. We always have the most updated version of the guide on our website, and it's going to be at the bottom of the home page, and there's a link right here called Electric Vehicle Guide. And it's available as a PDF, so you can download that and print copies yourself. But if you're organizing a safe in-person event this year, you can also order some free event materials from us, and we'll ship them to you for free. Yeah, we'll print and ship them for free, I should clarify. There's no cost for ordering the event materials. Okay. Also, if you need any help to order the event kit, which I'm seeing in the chat, please just email me. And actually, I'm going to go back to our slide deck, and that's going to have our support email. So please just email support@driveelectricearthday.org, and I can help you with how to order that kit. You know, if one note that I noticed is if you have a safe in-person event page on the website, but you haven't chosen a date yet, then it'll probably say that the opportunity to order kits has closed, and that's only because we need your date. You know, we can only fulfill orders that are at least 10 days away from when you place the order. So we just need to know that your event date is far enough away that you could still order it.
And Kylie, Phil has a question about what's in the event kit and can they take a look at it before they order? Can you just go over what is in the event kit?
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to be sending out an email blast today that'll have the information. So we kind of just finalized what's in there. So we are going to have some Plug in America EV guides. There's also going to be Electric Auto Association rack cards that talk about the Electric Auto Association and what they do and how to join. We are also going to have some business cards for the Plug in America EV Support Program. The EV Support Program is a call center, and anyone can call us or email us with general EV questions. We will also have some flyers from our sponsors, and we will send a few face masks, probably about 10 per event. You know, we assume that most people coming to your event will already have a face mask, but just in case someone forgot one or, you know, you need a few extra, we'll send a few of those. And we will also be sending the deed banner. And so the deed banner will have the deed logo on it, and it'll be a 2 by 4 foot vinyl banner. And the last thing is we'll be sending you window clings that say masks and social distancing required. And so that's just to help you get the message out that, you know, everyone should be safe at your event. And we hope that will prevent any awkward encounters with attendees who don't know the safety requirements of the event. But we do encourage, you know, you to post lots of signs and, you know, just provide a lot of information that masks and social distancing are required at safe in-person events. Okay, and I think we have a new comment here. So there's a question, may I use the EV Guide link on our event's digital swag bag? And definitely, you can definitely use the link to our EV Guide. That would be awesome, thank you. And actually, I'm gonna go back to the DEED website because I believe the EV Guide is also on the EV 101 page. So let me just go to that website. Okay, so I'm on the Drive Electric Earth Day EV 101 page. Okay, yeah, so on the EV 101 page on the DEED website, at the very bottom in the I'm interested, where do I start section, you can see that there's a link to the EV Guide here as well. Alrighty, Elaine, do you have anything else you want to add before we go?
No, I think I'm all set and just looking forward to having some great online events and having some really safe, fun in-person events this year.
Great, thanks so much. Yeah, I am too. And another thank you. If anyone on this call is organizing an event, thank you so much for your help this year. You know, this pandemic has been really hard on everyone. So we are just so grateful that you know, you're supporting our campaign and volunteering your time to promote EVs in your community. You know, it really does make a difference when people hear about electric vehicles from their neighbors as opposed to a commercial or, you know, just some kind of vague social media post. So what you're doing is really valuable, and we really appreciate your work. All right, so I think I'll leave it there. Thanks so much, Elaine, and everyone for joining, and definitely email me if you have any questions.
Great, thanks, Kylie. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Bye.